good fate from wherever you are in this world. Good fate, good fate. How are you? My name is Vesper Fortune, Bat of Fortune, and I am here to intervene in your fate. How is everyone? Yes, you are on time today. I like having a nice 3 minutes before stream for everyone to hop in. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing okay, but my tummy and my throat are battling it out to see who can knock me out first. So the bat may not have a long stream today, depending on what happens. I hope everyone's doing well. What is everyone up to today? What is everyone up to today? What is everyone up to? I've mostly been spending my day doom scrolling Twitter, to be honest. I've been doom scrolling Twitter and watching the newest wave of Niji peeps, the Crisis Crew, which kind of sounds like something I belong on, to be honest. But I'm watching them. I'm watching one of them because we've crossed paths somewhat. I don't know him personally, but I've seen his fates, I've seen his stars. It's just that his stars changed recently. Wink. I'm talking around it because I'm a VTuber. And also, this is my personality. Have to be careful how in personality and in character you are. People might not take you seriously. I'm not throwing shade, I'm not. Wink. But I hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's having a nice fate today. I am having a good time myself. I think I know why my throat hurts. I've been having alcohol, which is something I don't normally partake in, but it's taking very important fridge space up. So it has to get gone. But that might be why my throat is hurting, because I've been drinking a little more coffee, a little more alcohol recently. Mostly pre-made margarita mixes for the bat. All the vices, every single vice. I'm a very hedonistic bat. Very hedonistic. But what is happening is that we have alcohol, and I'm partaking in it. I still don't like it all that much. Vesper, bat of hedonism, yes. Gotta do all the pagan things, all of them. But drinking water is the most important. But yeah, it's been a little bit of that, and that's probably why my throat is kinda fighting me today. It's like, oh, you're gonna do that? I'm gonna hurt you back. That's probably also why my tummy's hurting, cause it's just not used to it. But I'm not trying to get it all out in 1 week. That'd be bad, since there's 2 margarita mixes and 1 White Russian mix. So the the bat's not gonna be okay. Oh, and butterscotch shots too. Mm. Like, I don't like alcohol. I can do it in like the White Russian. I can do the White Russian, but only if I mix it with more coffee and chocolate milk and dairy creamers. That's probably why my tummy's hurting. But that margarita mix tastes like the margarita mix tastes like first aid. The margarita mix, the raspberry one, which I've been mostly having, tastes like first aid. That's the best way I can describe it. This tastes like a healing item. Yeah, it tastes like a cleaning product. It smells like a cleaning product. It's only good if you mix it with other things. Which is the only way I can drink alcohol. I'm not very interested in alcohol in any way. Like I wouldn't be drinking these, but I don't want to force other people in the house to drink them just to get them out of the house, out of the observatory. But that's probably why my throat and tummy's hanging. I think I'll be fine. I think we'll have a nice full 3 to 4 hour stream. I think it might maybe around 3:30 because I want to promote some bats, some cutie bats. So that's what I'll be doing because, like I said, I want to promote some cutie bats, and they have a podcast stream starting around I think 11:30 my time. It's 7:30 on the Pacific Coast, so I think that's 11:30 my time. If it's not, I think it'll still be going on by the time I stop playing Touchstarved. So I'm very interested in see what's going on over there, since there are a bunch of female bat VTubers. I think they're all female. Or either female or somewhere on the feminine gender spectrum. So that's who we'll be raiding to, unless something happens and we can't find them, or I have reason to raid someone else. So that's what we'll be ending tonight on, is going to the it's going to a nice cauldron of bats. Just not my cauldron. I'm sending my cauldron to another cauldron. I'm a bit sleepy. The coffee does not help me at all, I think. I think I have too much of a caffeine tolerance. But, well, I have nothing to talk about. Well, no, I do. I'm getting back into Tumblr just because of how, Twitter is just, is, you know, being Twitter. Twitter is being Twitter. So, so I'll be going to Tumblr. I might be posting witchy stuff on Tumblr. I think it feels like... Oh, why am I looking at Twitter while I'm talking? It's like I just saw something cursed. I'm like, no, why? Why are you so cursed? Yep, cursed. You just to say Twitter is twittering. Twitter be twittering. That how it be. That how it be. If that sums up the whole thing, yeah. Facebook is Facebook. You can still find like specialized groups on Facebook, so it's not like entirely bad, but it just kind of feels like I don't meet new people on Facebook. You get your friends from real life or other parts of your life and ask them, what's your Facebook that I know you're never going to use but you use as a messaging system? Because that's honestly what I use Facebook for, is a messaging system, though I could give it up for just using Discord. Because I contact everyone else through Discord besides like 2 people, and I could still use it for those 2 people. But oh, I'm scooting. I'm sorry, my setup is like, I have to like move myself a lot. Oh, my neck isn't hurting anymore, thank God for that. But yeah, I'll probably be returning to Tumblr, my social media roots, the Tumble. that horrid place. Used to, I was actually quite active on Tumblr, but then the entire Tumblr apocalypse happened. I'm not old, I'm 29, as far as anyone here knows. And there's no proof otherwise. I've killed everyone who knows. I've killed everyone else who can prove it. But yeah, I'm moving back to Tumblr because somehow it's still strangling along somehow. Well, at least I'm gonna try to move back to Tumblr. It's kind of hard to give up the Twitter doom scroll. But it'll be fun, I think. Though it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard since some people on Tumblr, some people are more Instagram. Like I said, I can't go to Instagram because I'm like banned there. I could probably use my phone for an account, but I'll be 100% real after like losing desktop access for multiple reasons that cannot be explained. I don't want to go back to Instagram. So it's mostly Tumblr. I am making a new cities account because that just seems like fun. Just seems like fun to have new cities and like have that be what you're doing. And like if Twitch screws up for some reason or another, and let's be real, Twitch is going down the same drain every single other place is. I'll try to stream on my new cities page, because I think that'd be fun. Like, that's like combining the new with the old, you know? And also, if it gets pretty bad, I'll go to TikTok, though TikTok just doesn't like VTubers because they like facial recognition. You can put clips on TikTok, but I think they straight up said that they don't allow streaming as a VTuber. So like the algorithm would probably push me down anyways. But I will be putting stuff to TikTok. Like, it's just the short form platform now. I'll be real, I was interested in Vine, but I think TikTok is probably the better short form content because it allows you more than 6 seconds. and like let's be real, there's going to be only so many good Vines in a 6-second format. Like I think TikTok allowing a shorter format, but not like super short, allows it to be more creative and interesting. Like, there are probably gonna be ARGs that are done on TikTok that just couldn't have been done on Vine. There's just content you cannot do if Vine was the short form content. Like, there wasn't going to be haunting vines. There wasn't going to be... You could probably do a creepy ARG through Vine, but it would probably have to be heavily supplemented through other sources. You probably couldn't just do it through Vine alone. But, it's very weird getting into being a VTuber, being a content creator now versus when back in my day. No, but seriously, I remember when stuff got popular on DeviantArt, and when everyone had like their own like little page for everyone had their own page for stuff. Everyone had their own page for like their comics or their stories. Well, not stories usually, but everyone had their own stuff or their own websites, or everything was on DeviantArt or something. Getting in the social media influencer world as a whole thing is on fire. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't want to say I'm not new to this, because this is the first time I'm kind of like approaching it in a career. But it's not like I didn't step into this blindly. Like right now, I'm just kind of like getting warmed up, and not to mention, like I said, I have a vacation coming up soon, so I just don't want to vamp right up into everything. Hey Kaylin, you talked to me. You came in just as I was talking about the social media sphere being on fire, like it always is. And like how people used to get popular through DeviantArt and not Instagram or Twitter, or like people had their own websites for their comics or something, and they weren't always on Webtoon or Tapas. Like, in order to read some web comics, you had to have a DeviantArt account. TikTok feels like it's the only social media that's not on fire. And the only reason why TikTok is not the only social media on fire is because it's being the government is aiming towards it. So it's not on fire through its own circumstances. It's on fire because some government people just want to kill it. I mean, like, there is shit going on TikTok, but that's not something I want to focus on, because okay, TikTok is a little bit on fire. A little bit, because Andrew Tate managed to get a whole ass platform in there, but it's not like that isn't happening in other places. So, like, I don't want to just blame TikTok for the rise of Andrew Tate. I think there's, like, other circumstances that happened that pushed Andrew Tate in it as an algorithm to suspectable young men and women who wanted to be in that kind of toxic masculine lifestyle. And I think that might be just because of how, you know, society is and stuff. I don't know. I don't want to blame everything on society, but I also don't think it was just a TikTok algorithm that pushed Andrew Tate towards people, or any other toxic people towards susceptible people. Like like, to me, there's usually more than one reason why something happens. It's not just this one thing is happening on TikTok. No, there's something else going on, like something deeper. So, like, I will give that TikTok is a little bit on fire, but they're not destroying their own platform. Tumblr destroyed itself. Twitter is destroying itself. Facebook is destroying itself. Twitter is being destroyed from the outside. So, like, that's my personal opinion. It's like, I don't think TikTok and, like, what is happening with some of its more toxic mind-washing creators, I don't think that is TikTok's own fault. Though they do need to have, like, I want to say they need to have some resemblance of responsibility. Like I said, I don't know everything that's going on there. And, like, talking about it pushes me into, like, a weird spot. Because what if this gets brought up somehow in, like, in, like, the next few months when I suddenly have, like, 1,000 followers or something. And it's like, he brought up this. And he came off stupid. Because I am stupid. But, like, I'll fully admit I am stupid on TikTok because I wasn't on it when the Andrew Tate thing was happening. I'm not, like... like, when you hit big, the platform will fall apart. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. But, my opinion on that is I'm pretty sure there were other things going on that pushed some toxic creators to the top. Because there are plenty of non-toxic creators. It's just that we focus on the negative a lot, you know? It's like, oh, there's Andrew Tate, but there was also, like, Shiadani, there's, Dylan B. Hollis. There's a lot of more positive creators on TikTok that are really popular and that everyone knows about, you know? I hope I'm one of them. I hope people like, me reading my stories and stuff. It might not happen though, but I'm hoping. I hope I just hit the right crowd and run with it. But speaking of reading, let me get us started here. Let me get us started. I think I can trash this, actually. I'm not on PS4 anymore, and I'll probably figure that out before then. Oh, I need to, probably trash this, too. Wait. Yeah, trash. Oh no, okay. No, everything's good. But, I'm just hoping everything works out in terms of social media. It kind of feels like too many of them are dying all at once. I feel like that's the major problem right now. It's because MySpace died and it was replaced. Facebook is kind of not dead, it's just, it's not home to, like, people who you'd expect. Okay. I know there's hot boys, but I have to get the game capture to work. Yeah, Facebook isn't the only big game in town anymore. Wait, okay, that's my sound alerts, that's chat. That's me. Do I have to do a window capture for you? Ew, no! Okay, first off. No. No. Yeah, Facebook isn't the only big game in town anymore. Why aren't you working? Why aren't you working? Okay, wait. Need you below chat. Okay. Will you work? Are you working? Why aren't you doing the thing? Oh no. Wait, do I have to actually go into the game? Are you one of those things? No. Of course you're acting like this. Okay. Okay. Window capture. Touchstarved EX. So, why are you capturing my OBS though? It's not a VTuber night until there is scuff, chat. You do not have anything. It's not streaming until there is scuff. Okay. Okay. No, wait. All my sources are good. Okay. Okay. Game capture. Are you gonna do it? Now my game capture is working. Huh. Okay, now let me just look where the game is so I can place myself properly. Oh, I'm good. Okay, previously on Touchstarved, we met, Chris, the not angel, Wink. He's not an angel, he just has amazing healing powers, and I'm gonna turn down the music, as if that's loud for me, it might be loud for you. We met Curse, the hot angel. We met Leander, the spellcaster. I'm taking that down for myself, oh my god. And we met Veer, the fox demon. And we learned everyone hates Cenobium. Like another certain place full of wizards. Wink wink, nudge nudge. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing ever uphill towards the distant tower. I have a feeling, chat. Let me just talk for a second. I just want to talk for a second. I have a feeling that I know I shouldn't be bringing up like politics and sad stuff on stream, but I just feel like it's going to happen in writing and people are gonna notice it. Like especially in career writings. But I really feel like wizarding schools are going to have a very negative outlook for the next few years in writing. Like people are going to portray wizarding schools as very negatively. And like you can always see it in media now. Like with Critical Role and stuff. with Critical with Touchstarved, where wizarding schools have an inherently negative connotation. Like you see it with the, well, with Critical Role, it's not a wizarding school as much as it is a place of powerful wizards. And that's kind of the same thing here, is that it's more of a wizard tower, but I think this is also a school. But we are probably going to see a negative connotation with wizard places for a bit. That's just me, like, spitballing what we will see in future literature. We might also see a very positive portrayals just to fight off what has happened in the space of wizard literature and magical academia. But back to this specific place of hatred. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I was searching for. The Zenobium of the Luminous Void. Shout out to my friend Luminous. Shout out to Lumi. It stands at the highest point of Iridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, paying no attention to the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up until the top of the Zenobium tower disappears into the clouds overhead. The gates are so heavily enchanted that even standing near them sets my teeth on edge. Alchemically reinforced locks, invisible sigils of alarm, and who knows what else. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. I'm halfway up the steps when something moves in my peripheral vision. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine, as if testing its strength. This looks like someone familiar. Oi, you there! The shadow vanishes as quickly as I spotted it, and a gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up toward me. Ugh, another tourist. Get out of here once, you dung gawkin. A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words. He turns on his heel without even waiting for an answer from me. I look back at where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing. Just leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Ew. Hello. I whisper, so close I can feel the warm brush of breath on my skin. I instinctively jerk away, but there's no one beside me. Halfway down the staircase, I spot a woman swaying in the breeze. She's gaunt as a rail, her mouth... I was about to say her mouse was bloth-eaten. The mouse was bloth-eaten, chat. Stay away from them bloths. They are dangerous creatures for your mouse. They're worse than cats. Like a bloths, they're tiny little parasites, you know? They just eat away at your pet mouse. Keep your mouses away from bloths. Let me turn down the music because I feel like y'all are not hearing me over the music. So, like, yeah, just a little more. Just a little more. She's gone to the rail. I was about to say her mouse again. Her blouse, moth-eaten. I'm unable to take my eyes off her, not because of the way she smiles too wildly, the way her tousled braids look unbrushed for days, but because her eyes shine a vibrant, unnatural crimson. I am both entranced and unsettled by their subtle glow. These days, you'd need a miracle to get in there. Hey, Nana. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to, Touchstarved. Oh, no. I didn't change my, thing. Oh, no. We are getting touch-starved with, we are getting thirsty with Touch-starved. We are about to meet my man. Because I've already seen him. I've already seen him in my friend's playthrough. Yes, the goth Otome game. Though I wouldn't really call it goth. I just say there's a lot of men wearing really slutty outfits. Which is kinda goth, yeah. Or gothic. Yes, it's actually, you can play as a woman though. That's not me. I'm playing a man and we're chasing men. Though one of the options is a non-binary monarch. Like they're not a literal monarch, but to me they're from the non-binary monarchy. But I'm playing as an alchemist who was very trained in magic. And we're cursed. No matter which path you play, you're cursed, and your hands, whenever you touch someone, they drive a person into madness, like eldritch madness. So we're trying to figure that out. And we get to meet a lot of hot men. Actually, I think for some odd reason we wear mostly bandages. I don't know why. It seems like we're a bandage aesthetic person. I think it's because it might be like the whole arm. I think it's the whole arm and not just the hands. It's really hard to tell because you think they would just invest in gloves. Yeah, you can just wear the opera gloves. I wear opera gloves, like, just be fancy everywhere. But what you doing, Nana? How is the best bog witch? You know, us star witches and bog witches, we gotta stick together. I'm not sure how to respond, or even if I should. I'm going to say nothing. I'm being nice this playthrough. Are you busy with work? You've been busy with work? Are you on break, or are you just lurking so you can do more work while listening to me? After the experience I've just had, I'm not too keen on indulging strangers with small talk. Talk. Despite my silence, she maintains her unflinching stare and style. You're off today, you're resting and waiting for food? Ooh, food. I just had a dinner a few hours ago. I had, Swiss hamburger steak and mashed potatoes and cucumbers and, some blocks of cheese. Lucky for you, I have miracles for free. Girl, you don't sell miracles for free. Girl, you don't, miracles aren't free. Whatever she's selling, I'm not interested. My words come out in a tired breath. No thanks. I start down the stairs, but she abruptly steps into my path. Also had a mint Klondike bar for dessert. She turns her back to me, and before I can react, she slips her fingers under the lacing of her collar, stripping out of her blouse in broad daylight. Girl, don't be like this. I'm not into that. I'm sorry. What are you doing? As the worn fabric unveils bare skin, my panic is smothered by cold horror. Yep, seeing boobs does that to me too. Yep, feel that. A misshapen, sunken scar carves into a woman's body. Pitted, gnawed skin sneaks down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. Girl, put your clothes back on. I'm not shaming you. I just want you to put your clothes back on. It's like, I'm not into that. Go do that for someone who would appreciate it. The fuck? By the looks of it, the disease that afflicted this woman ate away at her spine, leaving her with a hollowed vertebrae at the back of her neck. This sounds lovely right before food. How is she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet... The power to cure everything. Oh, wait, hold on. I screwed that up. The power to cure anything can be yours too. The power of the sea spring. The woman slides back into her blouse and deftly laces it up. If I've caught your interest, then follow me. It's only a short walk away. Without another glance, she leisurely strolls down the Cenobium stairs, loose braids bobbing behind her. The edge of her scar peeks out from under her collar. I stand there, wordless, until I manage to regain my bearings. Yeah, I'd be like that too. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. Vesper, me, listen to me. You're not about to make this mistake, are you? That's something I actually ask myself when I'm about to make a mistake. Are you about to do this, me? Am I about to do this to myself? The answer is usually yes. This could be the stupidest decision in my life, but what choice do I have? Many, but we're about to meet my preferred choice of man here, so let's continue. What will the scriptwriters of my biopic say? They definitely dramatize this into a life or death situation. I have a final look at the Zenobium shut gates and then follow her down the steps. We descend from High Street. Well, I suppose the Straits live in higher places. Oh no. We descend from higher streets, leaving behind gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet dialect districts feel more familiar to me. Yeah, the Straits live in high places. All of them. Might be a little bit. Might be time to bring them down just a little. But the Crimson-Eyed Woman takes me farther than farther still until I met with an all too familiar sight. My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. The city's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight, and probably far safer for it. But venturing beyond Iridia's walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. Keep going straight, and the sea spring will reveal itself to you. Oh god, I have to go straight? I don't do that well. I bark out a bitter laugh, loud and involuntary. I'd rather not. This is a setup. I'd rather not. Are you kidding? It's not safe out there. You're as safe inside the city as outside of it. Truthfully, the territory before you is safest of all. What do you mean, territory? This region belongs to Eyes. Most people know him as a gang leader, but he's much more than that. I squint against the empty wastelands. Only a fool or someone with nothing to lose would leave the city. Apparently, I'm both. But if this sea spring cured her, I need to see what I can do for me. I set off into the wastes. Over my shoulder, the woman calls after me. Good luck, Vesper. I hope we meet again. So you know, we never told this old bitch our name. My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. For what seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step then another, until a realization hits me. I never told the woman my name. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me. A building nestled into a tall cliffside, but so starkly out of place, it might as well be a hallucination. It drips with extravagance and honeyed mahogany. An ornate jewel of architecture. It's always mahogany. Always. What is the word of extravagance? Mahogany. I think that's like from fan fiction, honestly. I feel like in every single fan fiction the word was mahogany. All word is just mahogany. All word is only mahogany. If you don't have mahogany, you don't exist. Just saying. A row of dark silhouettes stand out on the horizon. Trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize that what I mistook for branches were spikes and jutting tendrils. Soulless. Several of them watch me in the distance like statues. I don't think, I just run, exploding into a messy sprint. I push my legs as fast as they'll take me towards that decorated building. Flashes of last night chase me, the gushes of blood and screams of death, the smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again, I won't. Next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. I gasp for air, my lungs burning from exertion. I'm desperate to be safe, but when I process my surroundings, it's more hellscape than sanctuary. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling it. These are Shinto gates. I mean, the blood's red, but you know, that's not necessarily harm. Well, the water's red. We don't know if it's blood. That's not necessarily harmful. I think my main issue with this, like I said, the first thing I immediately recognized these were is as Shinto gates. And like I talked about this like good coding in like another stream. And like unless the Shinto gates are like very, very worn down and looking very, very aged, it's really hard to code them for a place of horribleness. Unless they're like a different color other than red. But like if you're familiar with Japanese media, you see Shinto gates and you're like, okay, I'm going to be safe from anything that wants to harm me pretty badly. So like, I kind of feel like if they wanted to make the character who's about to appear come off as evil, we should not have seen the Shinto gates first. Like that's just me. Like I saw someone play this game earlier, but it's really hard to like evil code Shinto gates that are well taken care of. It's more hellscape than sanctuary. And again, there's like green nature. There's green nature here. It's like there's nature and there's Shinto gates. This can't be evil. Blood flows all around me, overwhelming my vision with a lurid, unholy red. Instinctively, my hand leaps to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. I swallow thickly, convincing myself it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the sea spring, the place that grants miracles. Pulling my eyes away from the pool, I take in the rest of my environment. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scattered to the floor. A rusted kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. I'm gonna call out. Hello, is anyone here? My voice echoes across the cavern without a response. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for... we're gonna reach for the bottommost. I reach for the note at the lower end. It reads, "They watch me through the mirrors. They won't stop staring. They know what I did, but they won't have me. I'm safe now. I'm safe now. I'm safe now." The writing deteriorates into an unintelligible scrawl. Before I can ponder it further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the wooden deck, but still empty, vacant. Finally, I look towards the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper, something wrong. Hey. I spin around, come face to face with a pack of soulless. They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly. All different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait, glowing crimson eyes. Cat jam. Cat jam. I wish I had dancing emotes. When I hit 50, when I hit a affiliate, man. When I hit affiliate. Dance. Dance. This is another thing that very much reminds me of Lamento. I'm going to have to ask the creators of Touchstarved if they'll answer if they played Lamento, because I'm getting a lot of Lamento Beyond the Void vibes. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. I'm cornered. Watch your step. It's deeper than it looks. That voice again. At the sound of it, the soulless fleas their snarls crying. Show me my man. Show me my man. I search for the voice's source and find it above me, lounging in the rafters. You look lost, little sparrow. His gaze is a violent crimson, one that sears through me, leaves me feeling raw and exposed. I want to be raw and exposed. I'm touch-starved, man thirsty. Come on. I mean, like, look at him, chat. Look at him, viewers. I know he kind of looks like a firebender with less trauma, but listen. He... oh, yeah. Oh, what am I doing? Yum. They're the same eyes I've seen over and over. First with the scarred woman, now with the soulless circling me. All bound by the sea spring's blood red. And also, look, chat. Tentacles. 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 Yeah. I think I'm chasing him down. This boy, this man here. All covered in talismans and goth and yum and he has 4 horns to touch. He has 4 horns I can grab while I do other things. And the shroud of darkness behind him shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. I can't focus. The soulless growls ring in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change at any moment. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey! Eyes on me. I mean, they haven't left you. To be fair. The fairest of them all right here. My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless. Don't ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite. For a moment, anger knocks my fear aside. Who is this bastard? Well, he's a hot bastard. I'm distracted. I'm kind of distracted by the soulless about to maul me. Only bastard. Only on my command. I scanned the soulless again. They're not really attacking, posturing more than anything else. You tamed them. Power of the sea spring. They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Trespassing. And that's punishable by death? He gives a non-committal shrug. I called out earlier to see if anyone was here. Were we supposed to play hide and seek? Didn't hear you. My voice stops in my throat. This man's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. I rack my brain for a way to diffuse the situation. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you really, really want. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. I really want you to really, really say what you want. Tell me what you want. I'm not in the mood for guessing games. Your hands. Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Why you want to know about my cursed hands? Won't ask twice. With a sharp huff, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this? Unwrap them. Heat rushes to my face and fire to my tongue. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when his soul is on one command from ripping me to shreds. Yet no matter how long I will myself to move, yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body is frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well. The hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. I grip the edge of the bandages. Stop. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. He's a monster, and I'm a monster fucker, with an imposing figure that towers over me. Can tell how tall he was before, but he's big. Illuminated by lantern light, his features are stronger, sharper, and I want them features on me. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. What does he want? Is he going to kill me? I step backwards and find nothing to set my foot on. I forgot my backwards to the sea spring. I fall right before a warm hand catches my lower back. I'm hovering above the sea spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Blazing crimson eyes bore into mine. Told you to watch your step. I mean, if you're gonna keep catching me, I'm not. I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground and steps back. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the soulless around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I exhale a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused as as focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some sleeping pillows out of the walkways, checks the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So that's it, I'm not a threat anymore. Never were one. Then why'd you threaten me? People get honest when they're afraid. In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. Look at him, he is just all smug troll attitude, and I want all of it. Look at that corset belt, look at them belts on belts. You're imagining his voice being like one of those Leon K types? Maybe more Carlos from Resident Evil 3. I imagine that his voice and Curse's are more lower pitched. Like Curse would probably be more raspy. Like Curse would definitely be a medium sort of pitch, but I imagine his voice, I's voice is going to be rather low pitched. Like I would imagine it very low pitched and sort of maybe accented. I'm not sure. I imagine he would sound more like Carlos than Leon. I think Leander would sound like Leon. I think Leon would sound either like a Leon type or like more of your average, I don't want to say average, but he would sound more like a Shonen protag, I would imagine. Like an older male hero archetype, but still like kind of young. Our guy here, he would definitely sound like, I'm imagining Carlos, I'm imagining like, probably, it's hard to place. I imagine he would sound like a bit like Asato from Lamento. He definitely gives off darker, older vibes, but still kind of like very tricky. Trickster spirit. Which is kind of like Rare did. So monsters aren't necessarily bad, but they do seem to have a ongoing habit of being tricksters. Depends on who's asking. One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader. But there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. Ice picks up the kettle and walks to the edge of the sea spring, then dumps out the contents into the endless red. Gang took a walk. Look at his smile. He can't be evil. He has too awesome of a smile. That's a good person's smile. Look at how cute this smile is, chat. Chat, look at this cute boy smile. His pleasant smile stretches across his face, ear to ear. Then in an instant it drops. I get the sense I shouldn't ask about his gang again. What do you need the Sea Spring's power for? Depends. Can it cure a curse? Probably. You mean you don't know? Nope. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow. The sea spring can cure anything. Nothing's stopping you from trying it yourself. What do I have to do? Drink. Drink! Oh, I'm gonna drink, alright. Drink. I have to drink from the sea spring? My eyes glide to the blood-like pool below beside us. The idea of ingesting the strange liquid makes my guts churn. It's not as if I'm averse to elixirs or decoctions. I've made my fair share of them, but one misstep and you can easily meet a fate worse than death. Is there a price? Always. Ice taps his temple with a finger. You lose it a little bit. That's it. My void beat it to the punch. My humor earns me a amused, fanged grin. This is a little different. When you drink from the sea spring, you forget who you are. Your mind combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless. One big, happy family in your head. Oh, I ain't drinking that. I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. I ain't drinking this cherry-flavored brainwash. I'm not joining Jonestown, nope. My blood runs cold. I've heard of these before. Group minds. Some legends suggest that independent minds can be psychically linked together through a strong enough catalyst. It's never been done before. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, Ice strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. Wait, already? You barely told me anything. Came on a bad day. I got somewhere to be. There's still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, but my frustration spills out before any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes start back over to the sea spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take I's advice and clap my mouth shut. Ice approaches a nearby solace, a lanky dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of crimson eyes adorn its sides. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ice squats beside it. He runs his fingers through the tendrils, scratches its chin, and pats its head. Oh, it's a little eldritch doggy. A gentle smile plays across I's lips. The affection he holds for the solace is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. It's getting dark out, so this pretty girl will guide you back. Following a short whistle from Ai's lips, it trots over to the entrance, obediently, tail swaying. I watch this soulless warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how should I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. But think it over. Once you drink, you can't go back. I want a drink, but only if it's from you. It's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. I follow the solace at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. I'm about to cross the threshold. I sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips when I meet Ai's eyes. I'm about to snap my head away, but he just flashes me an easy smile. Till next time, Sparrow. I'll buy a drink for scaring you. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. I am touch-starved and man-hungry. And it's all for eyes. Eyes, 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 eyes. Outside, more crimson-eyed soulless scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, wallow around in the bog's mud. They pay no attention to me as the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip. Sometimes the soulless looks over its shoulder at me to make sure I'm still following. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. Eyes, eyes, eyes? Eye. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm pronouncing it as eyes. Because that seems like it would be on brand for the game. It could be IEs. It could be, Ace, but I feel like it's eyes. The soulless sits and looks at me expectantly with familiar crimson eyes. Okay, listen. I just want to talk. I don't know why I pause. I can just play the music. Let the music play. But what I'm expecting from like the non-demo, what I want from the non-demo, like when we get the full game, what I want from the full game is for Ice to have to save the city in his route, or like in like the true route or the harem route, or like if there's a route where there's like a true ending and you get with all the guys. What I want is for Ice to have to save the city with his soulless pack. I want that. I know that's kind of cliche for the monster tamer to have to save the city with the monsters that he's trained and be like, oh, the monsters aren't bad. They were never bad. But like, that is just a trope I love. Yeah, there's going to be multiple routes. This is just a demo of the visual novel. This is like the Kickstarter, hey, invest in us demo. But all the guys you see all the guys you have seen are going to be different routes. Like, that's how they usually do these, is that there's a part of the game where you earn affection points with your bachelor, and they make it obvious which one you're trying to go for, or whatever. And there's usually a part where there's a branch split, and then you get with that guy. Or with some games, you just automatically are with that guy from like the beginning. Like, you choose something at the beginning that puts you with that guy. Or the story might be the same all the way through, and your bachelor just affects the ending. You're the one you're chasing after. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I think they're going to go with the, either you're choosing your bachelor at the start, or there's going to be a story split off with all the guys. I feel like it's going to be one of those two. Or the guy just affects the ending. I feel like it's going to be one of those three. I'm not sure. Like I said, this is a demo, so we're not going to see until we get the full game. I'm gonna pet the Solace. As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers through the Solace tendrils and scratch beneath its chin, just like Eyes had. Pushes into my palm in response, rumbling with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost healing my fatigue. When it's satisfied, the Solace spins around and scampers back in the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. I'm not sure which way this game is going to take it, due to how there's always like different choices at the beginning of the game that chooses like our origin story. It could be that that could be the same game throughout, and like we have different routes depending on like the choices we make, and like the bachelor is sort of extra choices, and we might be experiencing stuff with nearly all the characters, but the person we are chasing after just gets more stuff. It's very hard to tell because this is just the demo. This is going to be like the opening hours of the game. This is going to be like the opening hours of an RPG. So we're not gonna know. Yeah, it's what hooks you in. When it's satisfied, the solar spins around, scampers back in the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. It's barely my first day in Iridia, and I've already counted so many things I thought were impossible. Tame Solace being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia. The city, labyrinth and even in daytime, has become a warren of treacherous alleyways. The streets are completely deserted. Even if I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. This isn't a comfy, cozy nighttime theme. This is a you about to die nighttime theme. I make my way through the winding streets, doing my best to keep my bearing towards the wet wick. My steps slow when I hear rustling in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still, as the silence playing tricks on me. No, something's wrong. The fine hairs on the back of my neck prickle, a frisson of discomfort running down my spine. That's a word I don't know. Frisson. Something is wrong. My eyes dart from one side of the street to the other, searching for movement, The shadows are are as deep and dark as pools of ink. I see nothing. I can't stay here. I need to reach a busier part of the city. Drawing my cloak tight around my body, I hurry on my way. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moments pass and nothing happens, I begin to wonder, maybe I really did imagine that noise. I turn the next corner and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins, world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. The soulless that attacked the caravan. Oh, yep, I remember reading in the first part of in the stream is that there are soulless in the city. So the city is not safe. Why are these cities never safe? It's crouched over a dark, indistinct shape, a body. A garland of intestines spills forth from pallid flesh. Blood grouts the cobblestones. For a mercy, the soulless is too distracted by its meal to have noticed me. My feet feel as heavy as stones. I can't just stand here. I feel so sorry for Nana, who was like, I'm gonna have food and watch Vesper play. And meanwhile me, garlands of intestines. Sorry for anyone eating who's like very sensitive to imagery. Like, to me, this is nothing, but I know there's people who are like, oh, this is gonna affect my appetite. My feet feel as heavy as stones, but I can't just stand here. Holding my breath, I take a step backwards. When the wet, slipping sounds won't obey, I take another and then another. Oh my god. I'm so stupid. Not me. The Vesper in game, but also me. Why don't you look behind you, fool? This is how people die. Oh no, we're that person in the horror movie that dies first. Though technically we've only had our arm ripped off and we almost died, so we technically already did die. This is just death number 2. Then a shard of glass crunches under my heel. The world seemed to slow to a crawl as the soulless raises its head, blood dripping from its tendrils. Every single one of its sulphurous, bulging eyes fixed unblinkingly on me. It's really here. It's come back for me. Oh, we only have one option. Run! I agree with that. I agree with this giant option of run. I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. Behind me, a piercing bay splits the silence. Heavy footfalls pound after me. My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear its breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp growing closer and closer. The same claws that severed my arm swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid around a corner. I take 3 running strides before the bottom drops out of my stomach. A wall twice as high as me bars my way, a dead end. Well, I guess we're dead. When I turned around, the soulless looms in the entry to the alleyway. It's no longer running, it doesn't have to. As it prowls closer, my thoughts race. Some of the buildings lining the streets are lit. There must be people inside. It's a long shot, but... do we scream for help, or do we go for the nearest door? I feel like going for the nearest door is better. I whirl, grabbing at the handle of the closest door. It turns completely. The hinge is creaking as I push. I feel a flash of hope before our weight hits the door from the other side and it slams shut. Oh, come on, sir. The click of the lock turning is grimly final. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood. Never mind a stranger. The soulless gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it lunges for me with a flash of claws. I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, swelling over the rough stone. As the soulless looms over me, I scramble away until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. But the impact never comes. Hold on, wait, I have to do it. I have to do it, chat. I have to do it. Does this remind you of anything? Does this remind you of anything? Hi, I'm Natasha, an underworld doctor. Are you sick? Are you ill? Are you ill? Do you know I'm an underworld doctor named Natasha? Hold up, do you know I'm an underworld doctor named Natasha? Alright, now are you ill? I would like to heal your ills. Are you sick? Do you have the plague? I have cures, I have restoratives, I have colatives, I have restoratives. I'm Natasha, the underworld doctor. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to. I rarely crack one eye open, then the other. Not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. Hooded figure crouches in front of me, one bloodstained hand outstretched. Natasha? Okay, I'll be honest. I go for them. I go for them. Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood. And the solace. My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer to the misshapen form behind them. The soulless many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly under from its body. Not with shock, I can't help but stare. It's dead. After all the people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it. Well, wait a sec. Well. Okay, well, that's the voice. I gingerly take the offered hand. The stranger's gaze dips to my bandages. Pale lips part on the brink of a question, and close again. The strength belying their slight fame, they pull me to my feet. So this is the kind of character I'd write. He kind of looks like he's reading one of my stories, not gonna lie. As soon as I'm on my own 2 feet again, they pull away from me and start wiping the blood from their face and hands. I'll have to remember that wording in the future. Eyes dim. I know, I never heard that written before. That's good. I'm going to be stealing that too. Usually I go with gaze. You know, when I was getting critiqued, back when I had a thing on that, there was a critique site, and everyone seemed to have issues with, like, eyes falling, eyes doing anything that shouldn't be done by eyes, but I feel like that's more of a writer thing. Like, most normal readers don't care using the eyes as a verb, or being like the eyes fell upon him, or something. It seems like it's more of a writer issue to have a problem with the eyes did this thing. And it's only writers who are like, ow, that sounds painful about the eyes. And it's like, and now I'm just like, and now like I'm so afraid to write anything besides the gaze. Now I'm like, the eyes dip sounds so good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the eyes fell. That's like in every single book ever. I don't know what's wrong with like writers having issues with stuff that's been used before. It's like, oh, the eyes fell. I think if you use eyes fell a lot, you need to like look at wording. Like if you're only using the eyes and not just like gaze or something. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with some writers when they're like, oh, the eyes fell, that sounds painful. Now I'm just like, fuck you, because you permanently altered my writing. Their face fell might be an issue. Why the long face? It fell. Stay there. They turn away from me stiffly, leaning over their soulless, gangly body. With their hands towards me, their back towards me, I realized I saw their hooded silhouette at this Cenobium. You're shorter than I thought. That's not nice. We're gonna go with... You saved me. You saved me. I shouldn't have had to. Oh, are you gonna toss shade at me too? Is everyone in this game shady? Is everyone just snarky? I love his outfit. Their outfit. He's on. There. I'm going to go commit Sudoku. Their harsh response takes me back. Before I can formulate a response, they continue. What are you thinking, traveling alone at night? Let's look at this full costume. As they judge me. I keep saying he, because everyone else in this story is a he. I think that's what's throwing me off. But let's look at their design. I love this posture collar on them. I don't think it's a posture collar. I think it's like a regular collar, but it reminds me of posture collars because of the way that's said. Though it could be a posture collar. You could probably use it similar to a posture collar. But like the combination of the robe with it. Oh, lovely design. Lovely design. I'm going to commit Sudoku. I'm going to commit Sudoku. But their design seems to be very heavily reliant on the silhouette the robe gives. So I'm afraid to see what they're going to... If the robe ever comes off, it's going to heavily affect their design, I feel like. Because their design seems to be normal otherwise. I mean, it's a very nice, simple design in comparison to literally everyone else's. But I feel like that's to their disadvantage, even though they have very pretty eyes. And very, very, individual eyes. Their design is very, would be very plain without the cloak. In comparison to Ice, or Leander, or Curtis, or even Vare. He's being carried by the cloak. The cloak is carrying. The cloak is slaying. The cloak is goddessing. This is far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown. I can't make heads or tails of them. First they saved me, now they scold. They're scolding you cause they had to save you, me. Like, to be frank, this is kind of expected. Lesson learned, though I could do without the lecture, though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. Their attention glides back to the soulless corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. The side views of this character, though, like the 3/4 views, these are like so amazing. Like these 3/4 views, oh my god, does them so much better than head on. Fortunately, we don't see main characters head on. They look the best in this like 3/4 view. That's another one, glides. I mean, like, you should be using glides. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Vesper. Min. Suddenly, Min tenses. The blade flashes as they drive into the base of the soulless skull, right between the cervical vertebrae. The soulless thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as air leaves its lungs. Crunchy. Yummy. That's some nice crunch there on that Kentucky Fried Soulless. Their attention glides. Yeah, that is a very pretty description. This game seems to lean very much on a similar style to mine. I feel like it's very Victorian. Like, not Victorian, it's very gothic. It feels like very gothic writing, almost. The soulless thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as air leaves its lungs. Like, they don't say the soulless lets out a rattling hiss as it dies. It says letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Min leaves on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch, and the creature goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Min straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly clean the blood from their knife. They struck with surgical precision. Their quick, clean movements are familiar. Oh, I get my first red choice. So chat. Red choices are like things you can only get from like, I think, your background and also previous choices you've made. So I get to say this because I chose the alchemical background, so I know how they did these. Are you a scientist? Min stops mid-motion, lifting their head to stare at me. Knew exactly where to strike. Have you studied anatomy or medicine? Not quite. Since we were talking about voice actors before, I don't know who voices Zero in the English version of Final Fantasy XIV, but I definitely feel Zero would be the perfect choice here. Like the voice actress for Zero. Why is a solace inside the city? Min looks at me, eyes searching before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Solace can come and go as they please, until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobium's patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore. Let me guess, you're not a fan of the Cenobium? I wouldn't go that far. All my homies hate the Cenobium. Also, please, just a reminder, grab yourself a snack, a drink, water, please stretch. You can't alter your fate if you don't take care of yourself. You know, Serena from Skyrim, that's how I'm picturing they'd sound. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how they'd sound, but I definitely wouldn't mind leaning on a feminine voice actor for their voice, because I'm definitely getting Castlevania vibes from them, because they definitely give me I was based on a vampire hunter vibe. Like, I think it's mostly the poofy shirt combined with the posture collar and the cloak for them. It's probably because Serena wears a similar outfit. Well, hunting requires a certain amount of fashion. Whether it be undead or eldritch abominations, you need to be fashionable. It's all about the glam. Glam is the end game. Oh, hold on. I did not read that. Their brow abruptly furrows, and they sheathe their knife, motioning for me to follow them. Hunting for the best style. Yeah. Well, also imagine that, you don't have office clothes being a hunter. I imagine, like, being, like, a hunter, you go to your contracts looking like a hunter. Like, it's like, I imagine you want to look good while also being very functional. So this is kind of probably why they're dressed so plain, but also like very fashionable and stylish. It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death. Also, another reason why I'm saying I think a feminine voice actor would work for them, or like a female voice actor, is cause like, I don't know, I think voice acting has gotten us to associate androgynous, non-binary characters with feminine voice actors, because they tend to hire females for the voices of children, for masculine females, for things that they just won't hire dudes for or can't, because it's just too high of a voice. So I think that's just me, like me relying on that old tropes and stereotypes, unfortunately. But also, I just think the voice actor for Zero would be perfect for them. And Zero has the same non-binary Castlevania energy. And Zero also hunts down, essentially, demons. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in the city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me? I came for the bounty on that solace, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. Their answer is stingingly harsh. Oh yeah, this is totally, Zero from Final Fantasy XIV, or, the voice actress for Seal is also the same voice actress for, Motoko from, Ghost in the Shell. I can imagine her doing this, though. She gets hired for all the young child roles and the, non-binary but sort of feminine leading non-binary roles. I feel bad because I cannot come up with a male voice actor to do this, non-binary character. I'm going to be nice. I'm just going to be nice. I just need to find my lodgings. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. What makes you think I'll help you? Nothing, but there's no harm in asking. That seems to catch them off guard. They're brown knits, and they look gray, scowling. How troublesome. Vesper? Oh my, it's Curtis. I turn, surprised by the voice. Curtis walks down the street towards us. His white and gold clothing is pristine despite the grime of the city. Hello, Min. I see that Solus was your work. I'm trying not to use the same voice for each and every single one of these people, but I feel like it fits all of them. Min shrugs. There's a familiarity to the way they regard each other. You know them, Curtis? Min is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They are quite reliable. Unreliable freelancers don't eat. A freelancer who wields a dagger like a scalpel. There must be something more to that story. Vesper needs to get back to where he's staying before he wanders into the jaws of another Solus. It is late. Were you able to find a place to stay, Vesper? I'm staying at the Wet Wick. Both their faces fall. I see. Their faces fell. You predicted that, whatever. Would you like a guide? It might be preferable to wondering about the alleyways. That would be nice. Min clicks their tongue and sighs, sounding mightily put out. Going to the Amaryllis district. That gaudy cesspit. Come this way. Despite Min's clear distaste, when Curtis leads me down the street, they keep pace with us. Catching my curious glance, Min's eyes narrow. It's not safe in this place. It's not safe this late. I don't care about you, but Curtis is the only doctor worth a damn in this place. Are you like this with everyone? The deadpan look of Min gives me his answer enough. I catch Curtis hiding a slight smile. I suppress a sigh and resign to having a grumpy shadow all the way back to the wet wick. The route Curtis takes is completely different from my slow meandering earlier in the morning. In no time at all, he cuts through the darkened streets and twisting alleys. It seems half the city has poured into the Amaryllis district's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet the most noise still comes from the wet wick. Its doors hang open, lanterns lit. Here we are. Let's look at it. I swear, this is, he's an angel and this is Stigmata. I swear. I swear, chat, and I love it. It's so interesting that they would give an angel Stigmata. At least that's how I'm seeing it. He moves to the door and Min lets out an audible huff. Don't tell me you're going in. I have some quick business with Leander. Ugh, fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work. They drag their feet, reluctantly trailing me to the tavern. Does everyone know everyone here? As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. And ever since I've left, the wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Curtis stands out easily ahead, taller than most. Even so, I nearly lose sight of him amidst the sea of swarming bodies. Pardon me. The crowd parts as though answering his request. Curtis glances over his shoulder at Min and me before gliding through. How can anyone breathe in here? Min follows Curtis at a clipped pace. Leander is right where I left him, although he's traded places with the bartender. He holds a pair of shot glasses filled to the brim with luminous green liquid. Absinthe! We got some absinthe up in here. And now for the finishing touch. A flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost. You're never gonna guess what's in these. Leander slides glasses across the bar, and I get my third and fourth shots of the evening in rapid succession. Ice leans against the bar, an elbow propped up on the counter. He catches the glass and lifts one to the light before turning it upside down. The contents magically congeal, stay firmly in place. You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you're wasted already. Vera, perched on the bar's counter beside Ice, takes a single look at the shot glass and shakes his head. What we have here, a bucket full of burgers, Leander's nose treasure. You've eaten worse. Vera's lips twitch and his ears flatten when Ice offers him a glass. He turns his cheek with a sniff. Oh wait, he turns his cheek with a sniff, and Ice just snickers. Coward. Don't tell me you are actually... And while in fluid motion, Ice throws back his head and downs the shot. Drinking that. A dark look crosses Ice's face. It's chewy. Chewy? Wait, let me try again. Behind me, Min grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. If it isn't Curris and Min. At the sound of Leander's voice, Min's pale eyes go wide. They look ready to bolt until Curris sets a hand on their shoulder. I promise this won't take long. Min's eyes darts from Curris's hand to his face, then soften. Fine, you first. While I step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All the people I've met today know each other. Good evening, Leander, Ice. Another drinking competition, I presume. Oh, is it evening already? Could have sworn it was earlier. Just a friendly rivalry, Doctor. Nothing to be afraid of. Curtis acknowledges Leander and Eyes with the slightest nod, ignoring Vera entirely. Not that Vera seems to mind. He tilts his head, and an impish smile curves his lips when he spots Min looming silently behind Curtis. I almost didn't see you there, Min. Looking for your booster seat. Oh, Vera, never stop the shade. King Vera. Min pushes back their head. They level Vera with a cool look. I thought Ice wasn't allowed to bring his pets in here. Oh, so they give each other shade. They're shade switchers. They're shade partners. Partners and giving each other shade. Okay, another prediction or another trope I want to happen. They give each other shade, but they get angry if other people shade them. Vera's tail gives an angry twitch. At first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults clear of the counter. He slides in between Ice and Curtis. Now, let's try and keep the peace. It's not every day the esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink. His arms sneak around Curtis' shoulders. You're finally taking me up on that drink, right, Curtis? I'm afraid not. We were merely escorting Vesper back to his lodgings. Curtis gestures in my direction, and my stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. As soon as he sees me, Leander's face brightens. Vesper, it's been too long. Everyone, this is Vesper. He's new to Iridia. I have met every single one of you. This is embarrassing. I feel 5 pairs of eyes fixed onto me, and suddenly the bar feels suffocatingly small. My voice nearly catches in my throat. I'm going to go with hi again, cause it feels like we're not blaming Leander for being a himbo. Hi everyone. Again. Wait, you've already met everyone? Ice and Vera level me with solely amused expressions. Vera's tail gives a lazy wag. It's like, hi to everyone I've already met. Okay, I have to say, like... Okay, so another prediction for the game. None of these people are villains. None of these people are villains. What I'm thinking is going to happen is that they're all going to have a route, or like your choices are gonna corrupt them into like darker selves, and your choices are going to make bad routes or bad endings for each and every single one of them. Cause Vare at most is just going to be a shady bitch. Like Vare's probably gonna have the easiest dark route to go down. Vare's probably gonna have the easiest dark route to go down. I will admit that. He's going to have the easiest bad endings. And maybe Ice. I feel like Ice is going to have like easier. He's gonna be like a more neutral, like it's gonna be easy to go on the good or dark path with him. The good or bad path. Leander is probably gonna be like, I feel like Leander is going to be the face of the game. Kinda wish Persona had that option. I feel like if Persona did that, it would have to like be like there would have to be like very good outcomes from like having like a bad ending with your social link. Like maybe they got like an uber powerful dark persona, or like it changed the game path. But what I'm feeling is that all these guys are gonna have a good and a bad ending. That's what I'm feeling. They might have more than one of each. Like in Deltarune, kind of, yeah. I feel like Vare is definitely gonna have like either the hardest good path and the easiest bad path, or it's going to be flipped because he's already a monster. He's going to technically he technically might not go down a bad path easily. But like it's going to depend, I think. But Ice definitely feels like he's going to be a more neutral character. We did, and not that long ago either. I'm starting to suspect he's stalking me. He looks far too pleased with himself when I roll my eyes. So, like I said, I feel like Leander is going to be very neutral, like he's going to be very easily on the good or bad path. Chris, though, oh, he is going to have a bad path that I want to go down. I want to see what happens to this angel. Like, I want to see the story he has, this angel. So I feel like his bad path is going to be very emotional. And for Min, I feel like Min is also going to be very much like Vare for some reason. I feel like Min is going to have a very is going to be very easy to get down a dark path for some reason. I just feel that. I think it's their character. But I feel like Min is going to definitely have a very dark path. Like, it's going to naturally want you to lean into the dark choices. And you won't really know which choices to go with. Min is definitely going to be the hardest character of them all, I think, to appease. In comparison to these three, Vare and Min are going to be the issues, and the ones you want walkthroughs for, I think. Ice, maybe a little too, but I definitely feel like Vare and Min are going to be the issues. This calls for drinks. What does everyone want? An instant. All eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk amongst themselves feels surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Iridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I think... no. I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts. Well, color me surprised, you make friends fast, Vesper. I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances. A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with. A wise man? You said that here, last week. I can hear Min's lip curl with distaste from across the bar. Leander clears his throat and continues unperturbed. Let's toast to Vesper's health. Care to join in, Doctor? Curtis politely declines with a wave of his hand. How about you, Min? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn in the direction of the noise. Vera looks almost bashful as he accepts an overflowing flute from the bartender, poured from a bottle so old its label has been worn blank. They serve champagne here. Since when? Vera pauses in the middle of licking champagne film from his fingers with a coy smile. You don't mind, do you? In a transformation as impressive as a magic trick, the concern on Leander's face vanishes. He laughs softly. No, be my guest. I know you got expensive taste. Then he shoots the bartender a frantic look. Unbothered or uninterested in his company, Ice cants his head at me, a light smile on his lips. How about you, Sparrow? I did say I'd buy you a drink earlier. No, my treat. Ice regards Leander over the lip of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his crimson eyes looked downright dangerous. What'll be, Vesper? I'll guess I'll drink. I'll take you up on that drink as long as it's not one of those green shots. Don't knock them till you tried them. They taste better than they look. Somehow I doubt that, but I hold my tongue long enough for Leander to go behind the bar. He's lying, isn't he? When I glance at Ice, he only shrugs. Like I said, they were chewy. Probably poison too. He considers his own drink, a tumbler of amber-colored whiskey. Leander's tried to kill me 12 times by now. It's always a gamble. Vera clicks his tongue in disapproval. When he finally looks my way, it's with a half-lit gaze softened by his third glass of champagne. Were I you, I wouldn't let Leander put anything in my mouth. He fans his fingers over his chest, voice dripping with fake reverence. The Wet Wick is one of the finest drinking establishments in all of Iridia. While you're here, you may as well partake of the signature watered-down drinks and stale nut leather. He sweeps his hand towards a chipped ceramic bowl filled with spirally speckled jerky that I can only assume is nut leather. What is with the food in this city? As abysmal as you make it sound, this place is completely packed. It's not all bad. Depending on the day, the food's edible. Everyone here is all shade all the time, except for Curtis. Ice takes a measured sip of his drink. Gotta stick around for the real attractions, though. Before I can ask what he means, Leander returns with a tumbler that he sets in front of me. Uneven chunks of ice bob in a pool of reddish-purple alcohol. I eye the drink suspiciously. It better not be another disgusting concoction of Leander's. Ugh. Relax, it's just the local specialty, plum gin. Although if you're feeling more adventurous... I shake my head. Leander raps his knuckles against the bar until the group falls silent. Alright everyone, let's toast. May Vesper's stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers. Leander, I, Severe raise their glasses in unison. Min only crosses their arms, and Kurtz watches with polite indifference. I tip back my drink. The plum gin is eye-roaringly strong. Despite a sharp medicinal edge, it goes down smooth. One sip softens the edge of my vision. The next fades the din of the crowded bar into a low, persistent murmur. I find myself unwinding for what feels like the first time in years. Aren't you the popular one, Vesper? I'm guessing you met Curtis first. It would be more accurate to say that I found him. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although, I must admit, I was confused when I woke up missing all my clothes. Leander makes a choked noise. Somewhere behind him, Min sighs. And Curtis looks so unfortunate. Poor boy. It's not what you think. Vesper was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Curtis's disappointment, and catch Vera snickering behind his hand. That's my cue to change the topic. Curtis isn't the only one who saved me today. Don't you listen. I didn't save you. You were simply... there. That's Min for you. Leander reaches for Min, but they duck under his arm with practice ease, so not so much as looking his way. As reliable as they are moody. You're one to talk, considering you neglected to warn him to stay off the streets at night. Oh, I might have gotten distracted. Min's only response is a short breath. Anyway, I never got a chance to thank you, Min. Don't. The less soulless alive, the better. For a heartbeat, Min's eyes look towards eyes, and their lips twist. Ice is too busy nodding along to Vera's enthusiastic pantomime of stabbing to notice, lost no doubt in an enthralling discussion. I've had enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Min and Kura share a brief look, then the doctor speaks up. Very well, but there is something I must discuss with Leander, if you'll excuse us, Vesper. And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to savor my gin in silence. Or so I think until I hear a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr. For 1 second, chat. Lost your tour guide? Okay, I was just checking something, chat. I was just checking something. I tend to find crimson and pink eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that they chose the instance that others left to strike. Just my luck. I had to be abandoned with the two most irritating people I've met all day. Answers or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again. Don't tell me Leander already snuck off to get his knob slobbered out back. He's got business with Curse and Min. 2-on-1 business? Isn't he lucky? I can't tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Vera has grown noticeably more relaxed. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand, his ears twitch whenever a hiccup shakes his shoulders. Why are you so far away? Come, join us. He pats the empty bar stool beside it. I hesitate. The smile Vera wears is sweet and distinctly sly, and with drinks in the mix, I dread how he and I will mess with me next. We don't bite. I'm not sure about that. Just hours ago, he tried to rob me, and you threatened me. Me steal? Surely you must be mistaken. You sure it was me? Yes, it was you. And then you had the gall to kick me out just so you could go drinking. He gives another one of his shrugs. I was lonely. A simpler answer than expected, but I guess I can't fault him for that. Well, if you're lonely, I can cure that. I'm the cure for loneliness. You've heard of the cure for wellness, but I'm coming in as the cure for loneliness. I'm kind of touch-starved. Vera suddenly slumps forward, gossamer sleeves pulling where he rests his elbows on his knees. I sets his hand on Vera's waist, nearly preventing him from tipping off the counter. How about we start fresh, Begin with proper introductions. Get off on the right foot and whatnot. I'll start. The name's Vare, Hunter Extraordinaire. Vera's right hand flutters to his chest and he bows his head, flinching when his hair falls into his eyes. Ice doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. It's Vesper. It's Vesper. Vare considers me for a long moment, his tail idly swaying behind him. Then he knocks back the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Vesper. Oh no, he's gonna do some Fey monster shit, I feel it. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A tingle jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. I smirks at my reaction over the rim of his glass. Is something funny? Nope. I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, goading me into another ridiculous game. While their sharp cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the gin. A flash of light over I's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, Curse heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Min, but feels wanting to let him leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Ver hums and wags his fingers at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to touch anyone, but as I'm nearing Curse... Ugh! I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck thicker than both my thighs. Oh. My thighs? Oh no. Oh no, I got some thickums. I got some thickums, so this is a pretty big neck. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring. Out of my way, shit stain. My words spill out on their own. You watch it. I regret them as soon as they leave my mouth. That fucking gin. Oh, gin. The roughneck reels around, shoving Bloodhound out of the way so he can close in on me. What did you say? He shoves me backwards, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine, but my heart leaps into my throat when I see the roughneck bearing down on me. You trying to start something here? The roughneck freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of bloodhounds called by the commotion circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long moment, the roughneck looks from me to the bloodhounds. Finally he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The lob narrowly misses my cheek. Screw it. Too many freaks in this circus tonight. He turns his back on me and comes face to face with eyes. Oh, ho, ho. Husband number one up to the bat. A dangerous smile spreads across his face. You'll do. What happens next is a blur. I's fist crashes into the roughneck's jaw, causing an eruption of gas, shouts, and even cheers around us. I scramble to my feet, right as the frantic crowd swarms around me, cutting off my sight of everything and everyone. Through the ruckus, I hear Leander shouting, Hey, I's, take it outside. Ignore them, everyone. Look, drinks are on me. With those 4 words, the rick erupts with hoots and hollers. The ring around me disperses as bloodhounds and onlookers rush towards the bar. Through the thin crowd, I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Ice vanishes out back, dragging the roughneck behind him. Curse lingers near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded before he departs. Min draws the hood up tight as they slip out a side door. While Ver leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from behind the bar. Ver has priorities and none of them are good. There is who I want to be in life. Leander, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In the space of a heartbeat, I realize there's no telling when or if I'll see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue tonight may be the last person I speak to tonight. I follow. You know who I'm following. You all know. I follow eyes. Morbid curiosity draws me after eyes. I slink out the back of the wet wick. The alley's dead silent. Not really what I expected from a fight. A dull crunch reaches my ears, and then a thud. I peer around the corner of the building, careful to keep hidden. Dark, glistening red splatters the ground. Spidering through the seams of cobblestone, it guides my eye to a collapsed body across from me. Once so violent, the roughneck is now little more than a sack of crumpled flesh, blotted with mud. Okay, maybe Ice is going to have a very easy dark route too. Ice exhales, his breath misting against the cold air. Blood flecks his knuckles as he looms over the motionless body, his feet on either side of it. Fear spreads like ice in my bones. Moments ago, he was joking and friendly with the others, but now... Ice, crimson eyes find me in the dark. Not running, Sparrow. I rarely rise to my feet, moonlight illuminating my face. I thought I was out of sight. Got eyes in the back of my head. I steps off the roughneck. My eyes stay locked on the body. It's wet with layers of blood and grime, completely steel. He's alive. Are you sure? Calling me a killer or a liar. If I remember correctly, he hates being called a liar, so we're gonna call him a killer. Killer? Must be scared. You won't hurt me. It comes up like a question. His eyes flick down my body and then up again. Not like him, at least. Ooh. 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 His bloody knuckles catch his attention. He tries to wipe them clean, but ends up smearing the blood around more. I keep making bad impressions on you. I didn't know you cared about my opinion. Just prefer you didn't piss yourself when we talk. Annoyance bubbles in my chest. Well, I'm not pissing myself even with your bad impressions. Like the first time we met, Ice chips away at my fear, replacing it with irritation instead. Ice kneels beside the roughneck and frisks him. I can't help but wonder if the crime was worth the punishment, but I hold my tongue. Deftly, Ice's hands search through the roughneck's pockets. Doesn't take him long to find his prize, a cigarette and a matchbox. He strikes a match. Sparks light up his angular features with a golden glow. It's distracting for a moment, but my gaze inevitably drops back to the muddy body. You're just gonna leave him in there? Ice draws deep from the cigarette. He exhales heavily, smoke curling past his lips. I breathe in the sweet spice scent of cloves. As his tension melts away, he looks at me with cool, lidded eyes. Should I give him a blanket? Unbothered by the maybe corpse, he takes a seat on a crate opposite the bar. I stare in awkwardly, forgetting why I came out here in the first place. An unpleasant silence stretches between us. Weather's nice. Cold, murky, and humid, he means. I want to believe he's teasing me, but for all I know, this is pleasant for Iridia. Was Princess good company? Who? Takes another long drag. His metal rings catch the light of the cigarette in a flash of red. The Solace who escorted you back. You named it Princess. Jealous? I return his smile. You have no idea. I think your nickname's more fitting. Sparrow. Not sure where Ice got it from. Maybe I should tell him to call me by my name, but it's kind of nice. Not that I ever tell him that. Before I can dissect my feelings, I quickly change the subject back to the Solace. She was cute. She was kinda cute, in a weird way. I glanced absent-mindedly at my hand, remembering how she nuzzled into my palm at my touch. I's eyes softened for a brief moment. Her tail wouldn't stop going when she got back. The group of them don't get much attention. Think she's cute now, wait until you see her tricks. You taught her tricks? Princess is a smart one. She'll learn anything if you have the right rewards. Sounds about right. The idea of tame Solace is still so outlandish to me. As mauled by a mindless, bloodthirsty beast. He's talking about them like they're pets. But it's possible, all because of the sea spring. I need to get the answers he won't give me before. I carefully take a seat beside him on the crate, contemplating my strategy. He doesn't seem to mind. He closes his eyes, tilts back his head against the wall, relaxed. Without the pressure of his intense gaze, I feel myself ease up too, as long as I keep my attention away from the bloody heap across from us. If the bloody heap ain't dead, he's going to be a more neutral character. If the bloody heap is dead, he's going to have a very easy time on the bad path, just saying. I glance over at Ice and allow my eyes to linger. Oh yeah, the eyes are lingering all over. We're gonna linger. Our eyes are gonna dip. The eyes are dipping all over. A sea glass colored tattoo spirals up his arm, painting over grooves of muscle. Silver jewelry glints in the moonlight. Draws my eyes to his bare chest. Rough hands. Carved jaw. His ears, his horns, his pupils. Everything about him is sharp, even the fangs that only show when he grins. But as dangerous as he appears, I can't help wanting to know more. I wonder how recently he crossed over to this world and why. What's your verdict? I whip my head in the opposite direction. What verdict? Got a long, good look. Are you impressed, or do I need work? My face goes hot. I've seen I've seen worse, or you're annoying. I've seen worse. I guess I've seen worse. He responds with a low chuckle, draped in smoke. I can't really tell which answer is going to make him happy, though, so that's also going to make him difficult. Like, will he be happier if he gets to annoy me? Or should I be somewhat nice? That's the question. He responds with a low chuckle, draped in smoke. Keep staring, then. My embarrassment spikes, without thinking I blurt out a change in topic. I have questions about the sea spring. Boredom eclipses his amusement in an instant, and he closes his eyes again. Of course you do. I thought I made myself clear what you'd be giving up. Before you kicked me out to go drinking, I still need to know more. My turn for a question. It sounds more like an order than anything else. I bristled under his narrow gaze. Fine, I know how this city works. He takes a long pull from his cigarette and lets the smoke trail slowly from his lips. Your curse. What about it? This song and dance is all too familiar. The selfish questions come first. What does it do? Is it painful? Can you control it? I brace myself for the inevitable onslaught. Oh. Is the thought of living with it really so unbearable? My dread dies with his words. No one has asked me that before. You've survived this long. Unless you're running out of time, I'd wonder if it's really worth the sacrifice. He flicks his cigarette aside and pops his hand on blood-smeared knuckles. But what do I know? I'm just an outsider. My fingers fuss with the trim of my cloak. Ordinarily I feel annoyed, but now my chest feels tight. You could have sold me if you were less honest. You're a shit salesman. He laughs under his breath. Harsh words. We lapse into silence again. This time it's surprisingly nice. This quiet, chilled air is a calming reprieve. You know, you didn't seem like an outsider back at the bar. A lot of people like you. Ice raises a brow at me. I start by asking about... We're gonna ask about Leander. You and Leander clearly get along well. You like Leander? Doesn't everyone? He helped me a lot since I arrived in Iridia. He's even got me a free room at the Wet Wick. His charm has gotten him far, but for a leader he likes it when others take control. Part of me desperately wants to ask what he means, but Oz continues before I get the chance. Surprised we get along? I thought you'd be at each other's throats instead of drinking buddies. His smile is easy, but there's a dangerous edge to it. Leanda's done a good job for a human. Naturally, there'll come a time when his resolve is tested. Same could be said for anyone in this plane or the next. As for my resolve, well, stick around in a radio long enough and you'll find out. I know it slowly, I can't decide if it sounds like a promise or a threat. Got any more observations, Sparrow? We'll go through this whole ass list. Maybe men doesn't necessarily like you, but they definitely pay attention to you. I's reaction takes me off guard. He growls, pinches the bridge of his nose as exasperated as I'd ever seen him. I make enemies as easily as I breathe, Sparrow. Doesn't bother me. But that dove's got it out for me for no reason. Maybe they're unsettled by the C-string? It's not about that. Goes without saying that they've got some issues. Don't think they understand that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Honey has left a bad taste in my mouth in the past. Could be the same for them. At least you're capable of conversation. Do me a favor and teach the doves some manners. Thought they laid off eventually if I didn't bite. Hasn't happened yet. I briefly consider the possibility Min wants to be bitten. I'm not about to propose that, though. Curris. I didn't know that you and Curris were friends. In a way, I help him in the clinic sometimes. Doctor doesn't let most people closer than arm's length. And you do. Heart's on my sleeve. Get the sense Curris was like that in the past. Must have been burned. He trails off after the last few words, then shrugs. He opens up in his own ways, if he's relaxed enough. I don't even know how to imagine that. You'd be surprised even the doctor has an endearing side. I can't decide what's more intriguing, the fact that Curse has an endearing side, or the idea that oh no, hiccups. Oh no, sorry. Or the idea that Ice has managed to coax it out of him. Tell me if you uncover any of his other secrets. I kill to know more. There. I was surprised to see you and Vera close. Blessing and a curse. From what I gathered, most people think he's, I don't know, an asshole? And water's wet. I wait for him to elaborate or add his thoughts, but he doesn't. So what do you like about him? He lets out a quiet laugh as if amused by my question. A lot of things. You already named one. You like that he's an asshole? Temperament matches the drapes. Oh, that's a good line. Temperament matches the drapes. Looks good in blood and better in tears. Favorite thing's the tail. Sometimes it frizzes up if you... He catches himself, clears his throat. It's hard not to let the disappointment show in my expression. Vera's one of the most honest people you'll meet. Just don't listen to a thing he says. Those sound like complete opposites to me. No, not really. It means Vera is honest in body language and what he means in his like morals. I mean, I'm kind of liking Vare as a character. Like both Vare and Ice, because they both have these, like, we're actually good people, but we're just hiding under these very, intimidating masks. And Ice doesn't even have very much of a mask, it looks like. My main point, speaking from experience, being an outsider usually means you don't have friends. I don't. I level him with a tired look. Fine, I'll confess. I have one friend. Don't say yourself. Okudos. Okudus? My skin prickles at the name, hair standing on end. Who's that? A friend. It lives in my head. It lives in your head. Ice taps his temple with a finger. Right here. I'm not liking where this is heading. Scared you off yet? That'd be the third bad impression I rate on you today. I'm stunned for a long moment, processing what he just told me. Then I burst into a fit of laughter. You're serious? Ice grin is wide enough to flash his fangs. Deadly. Sounds so fucking absurd, I can't help it. On top of everything I've gone through today, it feels like I'm living a fever dream. I come close to death more times than I can count, encounter Team Solace and a horrifying group mine, and now I'm supposed to believe there's someone living inside I's head. There are tears in my eyes by the time I rein myself in. Eyes raised patiently, lips quirked in amusement. It lives with all... Whatever, you don't need to be calling me out like this. Remind you of the deleted Elden Ring questline with the hero shade? There's a lot of deleted Elden Ring quest lines. It also kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy XIV, where everyone is living inside the Warrior of Light's head. But I'm wondering who this Osudus is. There are tears in my eyes by the time I rein myself in. Eyes waits patiently, lips quirked in amusement. You called us both out, let's be real. Sorry, it just sounds so ridiculous. The tension that around my shoulders so tightly has melted away. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I can breathe. I feel better. Dukas, where in the rat's ass are you? Raucous, gruff shouts rise in the streets, echoed by the sound of heavy boots sloshing through mud. The echoes share the roughneck's accent from the bar. The same roughneck who is still maybe dead, lying bloody across from us. I nearly forgot about him. I shove to my feet as the voices get louder. They're closing in quick. Ice pulls me by my wrist out of the alley away from beaming moonlight. We dive into a nook between buildings, veiled in the shade of tattered canopies. It's a tight fit. Ice boxes me in against the wall, his body all but pressed against mine as he towers over me. For the second time, the heady scent of smoke envelops me, but this time, cut with a metallic tinge of someone else's blood. Ice pitches his voice low. Quiet. My heart leaps into my throat. I'm suddenly acutely aware of the heat radiating off Ice's body, the feeling of his leg grazing my thigh, the closeness of his breath. The mimic tearfully across the line. Okay, but my thighs. This is bad. No, this is good, me. This is good. No, I'm actually interested in this mimic tear quest line. Tell me about it. I squirm against him and earn a burning crimson glare. Do we really have to? His hand covers my mouth, muffling my whispers. He shakes his head. Don't. Damn, he's over here. Dukas, wake up, you bastard. No, I didn't. A group of individuals, all brandishing spiked weapons, fill the alley. They all wear violet sashes, some kind of uniform. I wish I could see what they're doing, but Ice's arm all but blocks my sight. My eyes trail up the teal markings. They coil around his arm, his bicep. They lead up to Ice's collarbone, the cords hanging around his neck. And to the smuggest smirk I've ever seen. I'm going to stare at his chest, because it's what I would do. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of options. My eyes dart away from his face, following the line of his necklace down his chest. The way the pendant hangs above the line of his abdomen, just before the skin gets swallowed by darkness. You know these people wrote erotica beforehand. A thrill jolts through me, my face hot beneath his touch. This can't be happening. Why am I getting worked up in this situation? Voices in the alley grab Ice's attention this time. Shit, he's got more broken bones and broken ribs than whole ones. What kind of freak did this? Fan out, find the cocksucker responsible. You three, take Dukas back to base. At least he's still breathing. The alley clears out as footsteps rush away from us. We stay still until they're distant, melting into the rumble of the corridor. Only then does Ice take his hand off my mouth. You can put it back if you want. We finally step back into the moonlight. The night air is ice on my skin. I feel dazed and need to keep my eyes off Ice at all costs. Yes, that was necessary. Was that really necessary? The tremble to my voice is nothing but embarrassing. Staying hidden was the best option. It would be a hassle to run into them with you there. What, because I'm dead weight? Because 3 bad impressions are enough for one day. The answer is too vague for my liking, but he's probably right. Either way, I don't have the energy to argue. Come on, Sparrow. Let's get you home before you're framed for murder. Very funny. We reached the front of the Wetwick too quickly. I hate to admit it, but I don't want to separate from Ice yet, not just because he never answered my questions. He's infuriating. As easily as he makes me feel on edge, he can make me feel safe. Secure, somehow. You know where to find me. At the creepiest place in the world! Take your time before you decide to drink. I happen to like your shitty attitude. It takes me a moment to process it, then my eyes slow down to my feet. I'll keep that in mind. When I glance back up from the ground, Ice is already down the street, disappearing into a throng of people. No fanfare, not even a wave. He has my heart, chat. Asshole. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So. It seems that we choose the Bachelor from the prologue onward, after the prologue. Maybe. This is just the demo. So maybe the full game will be different, but the demo is usually a pretty good indicator of the game. An intimidating but laid-back outsider, Ice presides of the sea spring with unnerving powers. He offers you a miracle, but the price means submitting yourself to the horrifying presence at the heart of the spring. Will you gaze into the abyss for answers, even at the risk of losing yourself? I mean, you didn't need to play the Jeopardy theme. I already made my choices. Seriously. You feed me, you give me an appetizer, then tease me with a bite of the main course, then do nothing? So yeah. We have confirmation. Oh. Oh. What? What? Did I see Ice back there? Oh. Oh, I see all of them. Okay. But it looks like you choose the suitor. Looks like you choose the suitor after the prologue, and then you follow that story. So that's what they're going to do. You could say that leaves you touch-starved. I will punish you for that later. But yeah, it leaves me wanting more. That was really good. So apparently, I'm just going to close out this, and we're going to go to just chatting. So apparently, what's gonna happen is that you choose who you're gonna go for at the end of the prologue. Maybe there's a group ending. I might ask that on it. I might see if there's an FAQ or something. If there's gonna be one of those true endings, or if there's gonna be a hidden suitors. But okay. My audio's good. My background music is good. But it seems like, yeah, it's gonna be one of those where you choose the route from the start, and you don't end up going between routes or having a halfway point, then the route becoming more apparent, which is which is what Nitro Troll did, and Dramatical Murder and Lamento, where about halfway through the game it became apparent which route you were on with who. And it seems like going more the Amnesia Memories route, where you choose who you're with from the very beginning. So we're probably gonna get a lot of bad. Probably we're gonna get some more bad endings than one, and then we're gonna get some one good ending, probably multiple good endings, and then a true ending for each route. Probably, I'm not like 100% sure, but since we're going, you pick the person from the start. Yeah, we have more options with that. So I'm very interested because that means the story is different per person. It's completely separate for every single person, which is very interesting because that's a lot more work. That's a lot more work. Instead of dividing it at some point. So that means there is like, let's see here, Min, Leander, Ver, Curus, and I. So that means there's 5 routes, 5 different stories at least. Unless they decide unless they decide that it's the same, mostly the same story, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the same story. I mean, with Ice, I feel like the story is going to be drinking from the pool, the sea spring, but then not having it affect you. With Min, I feel like the story is going to be more sneaky. We're going to be going out on night missions. We're going to be following around Min. With Curus, I feel like it's going to be, we're going to figure out stuff by going into the, wastes. And we're going to be figuring out stuff in the city with the people. Curse is definitely going to be, we're going to figure out what is happening through the people. With Leander, it's probably going to be a mix of the people and just doing, mercenary jobs, I feel like. Whatever the Bloodhounds do. But with Ice, it's definitely going to be, we're going to be morally neutral, morally gray, and drinking from the sea spring and seeing what the sea spring gives us. But I am very interested, especially if the story is different for every single suitor. That is quite interesting. But I want more. I wish I backed the Kickstarter now. Oh my god. But I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I hope you all had a good time. And I hope that your fate has been changed here tonight. And let's see here. And yes, we got Baddie Chats episode 1 already. So I'm going to be a good bat and send y'all to some more bats. We're going to Squeak VT. And I'm going to support some Batgirls. We're going to support a little cauldron, another cauldron. So raid. We're gonna raid Squeak VT. I think they've been going on for about 30 minutes, and they're just talking about the future of their little group, I think. Yeah, they've been going on for about 20 minutes. We got a bunch of, like, cute, very cute bats. Like, super cute bats. So, thank you all for joining me Thank you all for joining my thirsty ass and playing Touchstarved. Can't wait to get the clips out of this one. But, thank you all for joining me. I wish you all a better fate. And may you have a good night. I have been Vesper Fortune, and thank you for joining me in my sacred void. Good fate. Oh. Scuff. Oh no. I don't know what that was. Bye.